And we are live. Hello, AlphaGuilty community. What's up? What's going on? Today we're having an AMA session with Acquire.Fi and with Harrison Frye. He's the CGO of Acquire.Fi. My name is Adrian. If anyone forgot,
And we are live.
Oh, I'm
Hello.
sorry. The stream is open in all the tabs. I'm controlling everything, so the sound, as I hear, the sound is good. Uh, what's up, Harrison? How are you doing? Say hello to people. Introduce yourself, please.
Hey guys, thanks for having me today on the AlphaGuilty community. Really appreciate coming on here. We're a little late today. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties, but we're here. We're all good. So yeah, we're calling in right now from Berlin. I'm at ETH Berlin at the events here this week, and hanging out with some developers I know here and getting some work done. So we're real excited for our launch coming up here at the end of the month. It's September 28th. So we'll be launching on several different launch pads, as well as some centralized exchanges that we have not completely announced yet. There's a lot of back and forth that goes. If you guys have ever launched a project, it's kind of a boom, get back down to the wire negotiations. But we've got all the faucets are on. We're working day and night and trying to get getting all these negotiations done. And yeah, we're excited. We're excited for the launch. It's been a long time coming. So
great man. Keeping hands for you and keeping crossing fingers for your launch. Right now in Paris, there's a conference taking place, like a big crypto conference with the CZ present, with a lot of like top tier Web3 brands and Web3 companies. Do you visit it? Do maybe like some people from your company?
yeah, actually, I might go there this weekend and hang out. But for right now, I'm in Berlin. I had to do some meetings here. But yeah, you actually gave me a good idea. Maybe I'll go this weekend to Paris and hang out for the weekend. So
great man. So while the people are joining, could you please tell us in simple words what is AcquireFi? Like for the people who probably have never heard of you even. So like for the fifth grader, what is AcquireFi?
So AcquireFi is a place where crypto, blockchain, and Web3 companies can go to list themselves for sale. So if a company wants to be sold, they can go on our marketplace. We have a marketplace that's like eBay or Amazon, but for Web3 companies. So not only companies, but also IP, different assets. Like if you have a community for sale, if you have, some tech for sale, that can all be listed on our platform. And then buyers come and look through what we have for sale, and can make purchases, can make inquiries, and speak directly to those companies. And then we consult on the sales of those digital assets. And then on another side, so for that we have 40 companies for sale right now. And then on another side, we have different investment pool options. So for our retail users and people that aren't, buying assets or companies, we have what are called acquire pools. So these are different pools that, any of our community members are able to invest in these pools and, get a return. And those pools consist of different real world assets. So those might include gold, diamonds, luxury watches, Web 2 companies. So we have some traditional companies for sale that that we invest in, and then we offer it to our communities. Each pool has maybe a different strategy. So if it's a Web 2 company, like I was mentioning, you're able to invest and be a part of those investments, and then partake in some of the upside of the company, or perhaps it's a debt play that the company is just issuing debt on the investment that we're giving, and it's if it was a gold pool, for example, that would be something like we're able to potentially have dividends on the gold, or have kind of pool voting. So we're issuing different voting rights. So if perhaps, in 6 months from now, gold is twice the price, the entire pool might decide, let's sell it and let's liquidate. So then we would close the pool, liquidate the gold, and everybody gets double their money in this example, minus fees and everything else. So the fees are very low. So that's like one example for the gold, and the same with the luxury watches. There's a whole lot of information out there on luxury watches, and diamonds and rare metals and things like that. Yeah, that's Acquire.Fi in a nutshell. Maybe it was long-winded, but that's what we're doing.
No, it's good. It's good. So, if I understand you right, in the Web3 perspective, you are acting some sort of like a launchpad, where you are offering digital assets like a distributor of those to your community. Am I right?
Yeah, real world assets. Oh, yes. Digital assets. Yeah, the companies for sale. Yes.
And if we're talking about some real world assets, you collect money in pools from your community members, and then you're able to purchase something like you mentioned, the luxury watches in this case.
Exactly.
Okay, and let's talk about this example. So let's say you buy some pricey asset, and there's like 100 people involved in getting their funds together to make this purchase possible. So who is the person that makes a decision on whether to sell it or not, and on which profits?
So as I was saying, we offer up the pool. So let's say right now gold is, kind of low right now. And the same with luxury watches, actually. There's several luxury watches that we believe are at all-time low. So we would buy them, in a pool. And so what we do is, I'll back up a little bit. So what we do is we create an SPV, which is like a company. And that company actually buys the watch, or the asset, right? If it's an allocation of a Web2 company, like I was saying, or a watch or gold, that company, the SPV buys the company. And what we do to our community members, like yourself, if you wanted to get in on it, you purchase a portion, an allocation of that company. So maybe you put in $1,000, and what we do is we give you an NFT that represents a portion of that pool. So the NFT has value in itself, and then it represents value. So that NFT now is your kind of ticket to ownership of the SPV of the company that then owns the asset. And what else? And so that NFT also gives you voting rights if the pool has those rights. Some do, some don't. But it's all kind of, in the deal terms, and while looking at, if you're making an investment, you look at all these deal terms. But so for example, as I said, if in 6 months from now, a particular watch pool or a gold pool doubles in value, we're able to pose the question, and everybody's able to vote. Do we want to liquidate? Do we want to sell right now? Or do we want to wait? Maybe another 3 months, it'll go up again. So it's a kind of a community voting of the management, so that everybody's able to contribute and offer their opinion and their speculation of such.
And how do you track, and how does your community have the ability to track that the asset is really sold? Because the voting is on chain, the asset belongs to the company in this case. So how do you fill this gap between this on chain things and the real world transaction?
Yeah, good question. So it's not decentralized in that manner. I mean, the pools and everything is on chain. However, the actual physical piece of gold or the physical watch actually goes to a third party custody holder that we pay a management fee and a storage fee, and they hold it. So like Brinks is an example of one. There's lots of very big, custody holders that, charge a minimal fee to hold valuable assets. And they have, certificates of authenticity and certificates of, placement in those vaults, and then you're asking how are we sure that they're sold? There's certificates along the place that along the way that we as a part of this spirit and the culture of crypto and Web3 and everything. We decided we want to be completely transparent with every management fee, every fee that we take, every storage fee that we have. Everything is laid out for everybody to see, including any kind of paperwork and certificates and everything. So the short answer is through transparency. So transparency, I guess, is the bridge of the gap there.
And do you deal with taxes in some way or form?
So we try to work in jurisdictions where taxes are not an issue, but if there are ever taxes, of course, that will be passed along to the as a part of a fee, right? So that is certainly a consideration that any investor would need to make, when investing in one of the pools. Again, we're going to do our best job to avoid those taxes. So, for example, Dubai is a great jurisdiction to host some of these in, and then personal taxes on your own as an investor. So if you're investing, $1,000 and into a gold pool, 6 months later, it doubles in price, and now you get $2,000. The example we were using, the taxes of that, you are responsible for yourself. We're not reporting as of now. There might be some case where we need to, but we're definitely seeking jurisdictions where we're not as obliged as some others. But yeah, it's always the investor's responsibility to do so.
And like when you're constantly, if we're talking about some real world assets, if you're constantly dealing with those, that means that you gathering money in crypto, and then you need to transfer it, convert it to fiat money, and then convert it back to send rewards to the people. Yes. So do you have some sort of trusted person or organization that does this conversion for you? How do you choose the exchange rate? Is this something that also is chosen and voted by the DAO? How does it work?
Really good questions. Do you want a job? We need some help. No, that's a great question. So we use different OTC partners. Of course, at the best rate that we can find at the time. And these again are things that are transparent in our process. So all of those fees and partnerships are shared with our community and with the pool owners. And there could be a case where there's a voting right. Hey, do you want to go with these OTC partners or these? Here's the fees. I don't think that will always be a case, but there could be a time where that's an option up for vote. And yeah, of course, there's fees transferring on and off, but those are part of the the management fees and everything. So.
Yeah, got it. So you are trying to do this even though something can be handled off-chain and has to be handled off-chain. You're trying to do this as transparent as possible by providing like proofs of every action, of every transaction from the party that you're working with. Like certificates.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, transparency certificates.
Okay, got you. And how in this whole process does AcquireFi make money? So do you make your margin on every item? Do you take just the percentage of every item? How does this work?
Yeah, so we take a fee as well. So that's a part of the pooling raise. If we raise $500,000 or whatever it is, we're taking a fee on that as well. And of course, that's also transparent to the pool.
And what is the size of the fee?
So every pool is a little different, but somewhere between 5 to 10%.
And what is your less profitable and most profitable assets for Acquire.Fi?
Those are yet to be seen. We haven't sold any assets yet that we've liquidated. So I don't want to speak too soon.
But anyways, you are getting these fees regardless of was the trade profitable or not, or am I wrong?
Yeah, the thing is that so if we're talking about a gold pool, in general, the longer you hold gold, the higher the price is, right? Gold is a limited asset. It's a scarce metal. So the value always goes up. If you relate that to inflation, you could have some kind of argument case where maybe it didn't, or especially if you're maybe relating it to Bitcoin or something, there could be a case there. So that's always something that an investor needs to look into while considering their investments. And the sale of which, right, that's a part of the voting rights in many cases. So I don't see a situation where an investment pool community is going to want to sell when an asset pool is down. But there could be some case, right? Maybe there's some extenuating circumstances where the entirety of a pool needs their liquid, their cash back liquid, or their tokens liquidated. But the fee would be there regardless. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if we're talking about the responsibility for holding the assets, how does this work? So do you have any sorts of insurance? What if the assets get lost or get stolen? Who is responsible for that, and how does the community get anything back because of something, or how does this work?
Yeah. So in terms of insurance, the third party holding asset, or sorry, what am I trying to say? The third party that holds the asset, that comes with insurance and everything as part of the certificate. So for Brinks, for example, if we're putting our assets in one of their vaults, that comes with guarantees and insurance.
I see. So you're using services of every parties to their maximum. So you're basically like working with different people and organizations, trying not to touch assets by yourself for as much as possible.
Yeah, the gold does not end up in my basement, unfortunately.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, it ends up in a secured vault.
Perfect. Thank you, man, for the answers. My next questions will be regarding your own tokens. So in the beginning, you mentioned that you will be listing on centralized exchange later. Could you tell us a little bit more about this? So when you will be issuing your tokens, how much, which chain, what will be the utility, like what's the function?
Okay, yeah. So on the 28th, we're listing our token on centralized exchanges as well as some launch pads. I actually just got a text from a launch pad that we've been it's a tier 1 launch pad, so we're excited. They just confirmed with us. I don't want to name it yet. We will have those answers out soon, those announcements. So that was a nice message to get. And that'll be the 28th. So what we usually are going to do is you usually launch on a centralized exchange first, and then about 5 minutes later, you launch liquidity on a DEX. We haven't confirmed that as the plan, the confirmed plan, but that's what we are leaning towards. And then we also are launching with several different launch pads. So that if we feel like gives our community the options and the abilities to go along with whatever launchpad they want, as well as other communities, and kind of exposes our project to different communities too. So it's good for the project overall, for that regard. What else? You asked about, what else did you ask? Utility.
Did you have a private sale? So like going to Dexus and the listing on the centralized exchanges, I guess you have done a couple of waves or steps of the sales to your community. Am I right?
Yeah, and we actually still have a whitelist button on our website, and I can leave it open for the AlphaGuilty community. So if anyone wants to whitelist, just type in, there's a question that says, how did you hear about us? And you can just put in AlphaGuilty on there, and we'll consider your application much more strongly. So.
Okay, great, man. Like having some perks in live stream.
Yeah. But only in the next 5 minutes. No, I'm kidding.
So if it's public information, how much did you raise at this time?
So we have, let's see, can I tell you that? Yeah, I can tell you that. So we are targeting a $3.5 million raise. So far we have raised 2.5. So we are very close to our goal. Our public round is 600,000. And we are, especially with this text I just got, we are very on target to complete that. So we're working with several different launch pads and centralized exchanges.
That's great. And when did you handle your public sale?
We will handle our public sale on the 28th. So that will.
Okay. And what was how do you call the previous sale, like the previous step?
Private. So there's, for our whitelisters, they get into private 2 round. There's several different rounds. There's our angel, that's complete. The seed as well as complete. Private 1 and private 2. So private 1 is also complete. Now we only have left private 2, and any whitelisters are considered for that round, especially if you type in AlphaGuilty on the whitelist. Yeah.
Okay, great. And what is the function of this token in the AcquireFi ecosystem?
Yeah, so all these pools that we're talking about, much like a launchpad, you need the token to be able to access allocation to these pools. In addition to the allocation of the pools, there are certain perks with the marketplace. So on the marketplace, we have our 40 companies for sale. They don't have all the information public, right? So there's kind of a little bit of information to give kind of what's the word? To perk your ears, to give you a little bit of a taster, and to actually unlock the full listing and to see everything. You need to use unlocks. We call them unlocks, and those are basically a gamified version of tokens. What am I trying to say? They're basically, it's our gamified version. Basically every month, as a token holder, you get a certain number of unlocks per month. After that, you're able to purchase unlocks with the tokens, or wait until next month when you have more unlocks, basically. And in addition, our top tier token holders get access.
Harrison, yeah, you disappeared for like 20 seconds.
Okay, what's the last thing you heard?
About unlocks.
Unlocks for okay, so basically, to view our marketplace, you get a certain amount of unlocks per month, every token holder, based on your tier. We have 5 different tiers. And the amount of unlocks are yeah, based on your tier, basically. So if you have one unlock, you're able to go and see one extra project that's for sale. If you want to have more, you can purchase them with ACQ tokens if you want to, or you can wait for the next month, basically. So that's one utility there. Another is discounts on our escrow. So we're creating an escrow now that will be available for launch. And that escrow, is used for buying and selling of the companies. But we can also have some extra functionality around that with our tech. So yeah, discounts on the escrow if anyone needs to use one. And what else? Basically, the most juicy utility is the backstage pass. So our top tier token holders get backstage pass to look at the companies for sale before they go public. So giving them a very big advantage over the general public. So they're able to see the deals and react on them before they go live, of which some of them are quite juicy.
Okay, I see. And how much money is already accumulated in your pools, or like total price of all the assets that you and your community owns?
So on the Acquire pools of the gold and all that. So we actually have not launched the pools yet. So those are going to come on the 28th or shortly thereafter. We're considering a beta launch for our waitlisted users and or a full launch.
Okay, I see. And if I am someone who comes to AcquireFi and I want to list my tokens or some of my real world assets, how do I list a true? Like, what do you need? How do I pass my application? What's the process in this case?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I mean, if you wanted to start a pool, that's actually another utility. Basically, is a part of being a community member, being a token holder. You're able to submit suggestions, and later on, we're opening up a DAO that's able to help submit projects for sale. Also to help with due diligence. And voting rights as well.
So do you or does your team do some sort of due diligence, and do you have some threshold beneath which you do not allow projects to appear as AcquireFi, or is it totally just automated and anyone can create any sort of pool and use AcquireFi just as a technology for distribution?
No, so we have a due diligence process for the pools that we have for sale. Or that we're raising for on the pools. And then for the companies for sale, we do basic legal due diligence as well as kind of a business due diligence. But it's, for any buyer that wants to buy a company, they're going to perform full due diligence no matter what. So we don't do full due diligence, but it actually is something that we offer. And it's something that we offer ourselves. And if you don't want to use us, we have a network of preferred vendors that we use that we can refer over.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks so much. Also, Harrison, you mentioned that you are CGO at AcquireFi. Could you tell us about what you do? What are your responsibilities? What's your day-to-day routine looks like?
So that's a great question. Some days I'm sweeping the floor. Some days I'm steering the ship. So it's, as a startup, there's so many different things to do. And you have to wear a lot of different hats. So mainly right now, I'm speaking to all the SEXs and the DEXs and the launchpads. So I'm basically increasing our network of those categories, so sexes, dexes, and launchpads. I think if you could sum up my job in a few words, I'm responsible for the company's networking. So I help, basically I'm on calls every day with different partners. So building out a partner program, our referral program. We have a referral program that anyone is able to apply for. They can find out through the community or message me. But if you have a company for sale, you're able to submit it and then get a certain amount of commission based on any sales that do happen. The same with buyers. If you know any buyers, you're able to get commission. Yeah, I mean, I built this program. I got most of our referrers signed up for us. Right now, I think we have 20 something different referrers that are in the industry. They're all industry leaders that, have their eyes out for us. So it's actually like, having different kind of different set of eyeballs for AcquireFi. And I also help a lot with marketing. So, like scheduling this AMA, appearing on it, and basically, business development mixed with a bit of marketing.
Mm-hmm. And can you share with us the plans for AcquireFi for the closest like 3, 6, maybe 12 months? What is in your roadmap? What are your next steps?
Great question. So, the raise is the next 2 weeks. So that's in our very close roadmap. Beyond that, after our launch, we're going to be launching more and more pools and continuing raises on those, as well as continuing sales on the companies that we do have for sale. It's actually pretty amazing. Like every day now, we're getting more and more listings for companies for sale. It's actually a really good time to buy companies. It's definitely a buyer's market. So we're acquiring a whole lot of deal flow. So working with that deal flow, we have several different partners that are helping us obtain deal flow and also sell companies. That is the core business. So beyond that, from a tech perspective, we're creating our escrow. We're getting it on different chains, so it will be multi-chain. Let's see. Beyond that, I know I'm forgetting something from a tech perspective. Well, I mean, just different versions of the website. So we're constantly updating, working on the website. I think we're we have 5 devs full time plus our CTO, and they're all working super hard on our tech. What am I forgetting? Multi-chain escrow. Eventually, we want to have a decentralized marketplace, fully decentralized marketplace for the buying and selling of businesses in a decentralized manner. We definitely are not starting with that, but that's something we want to do in the future. And another big one is the DAO. So creating of the DAO that will help drive different investments, as well as manage some of the companies that the DAO invests in, and also to help with things like voting, due diligence, and different aspects around the DAO.
Great. Thank you so much for all the responses that you gave us today. Now I've got, and our community has some questions in the chat. I've chosen some interesting ones in my perspective, and I will ask you now the questions from our community, from the chat. So first question is, are there any alternative ways on making money with AcquireFi? as I understand, instead of just buying assets, so like earning in your direct way, but do you have any sort of, like stakings or like farmings or something that you can do else with your tokens? Or like, as you mentioned, the referral, the affiliate system. Can you tell a little bit more about that?
Thank you for that question. I forgot about our staking and our LP rewards. So yeah, we have LP farming that we're going to be launching shortly after our IDO. So that will be most likely on Uniswap. So we'll have LP pools. So that's available, as well as just holding rewards. So one thing we really want to start soon is basically any token holders get a portion of our commission, a portion of commission. How do I put that? A portion of our revenue when we make a sale on a company. We want to kick that back to our community. So that is in the form of token distributions, basically. So that's a big utility there. And yes, token holders also get referral rights to be a referrer. So one of the criteria that I look for on any referrer applications are they a token holder or not. So that is a, and depending on the tier as well.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. The next question is, how do you grow your community? What instruments you use for that, and what geography you are focused on?
How do we grow community? That's a great question. AMAs like this in the AlphaGuilty community. We have several outreach campaigns. We also have, you guys should check out our Bounty Hunter program. We just launched it and announced it in our community. I believe it's in the pinned messages in our Telegram and our Discord. We do a whole lot of sorry, I'm doing a call. Can't talk.
You're part of the decent, right?
Yeah.
So do we have to be by 6?
Okay.
I know.
That was super rude. Where was I? A part of our Bounty Hunter program that we have launched. We also part of different AMAs. And we also have a giveaway that we are announcing soon. It is not announced yet, but it is a insane amount of money that we are giving away. I was shocked myself that it got approved through our CEO, Jan. He approved it, and I was shocked. So about how much money we're giving away. So that is going to be very exciting. I don't want to give too many details. I don't know when it's actually, I wonder if I can find out for you guys on the call when we're going to announce it. Let me text Anna.
Okay, while you're texting, also like I guess it can be a little bit like addition to this question. The next one is, will you require your community to do some sort of KYC to participate in the sales? Will you restrict them geographically? Let's say they're US citizens. Will they be able to invest as well as all the others?
So a part of our whitelisters, yeah, we do have restrictions on countries. So for example, US and different ones that are on different sanctions. However, if you're buying it through buying our token through an exchange or through a launchpad, especially if it's decentralized, they are able to sell you tokens. We are not, but that's kind of not on us. That's on them. So you would have to check with your exchange or whatever exchange that gets announced or launchpad that gets announced. But yeah, the giveaway. Didn't get information yet, but just reiterating, it's a ridiculous amount of money that we're giving away. So definitely stay around. I might even try and sign up for it. I don't know if they'll let me. I don't know if they pull my name out of the hat and they see my name. I think they're going to be mad, but I might sign up for it.
Yeah, man, that's also like the hardest thing to do is when you know all the answers to all the questions and the polls that you're doing for for the PR purposes. It's very hard not to participate in them yourself. But sometimes I do participate in creative contests in AlphaGuilty. So they are oftenly done with me. They put for the last time they did put my face and two like famous actors, and the community had to play game Kiss, Marry, Kill. So they had to choose who from three of us they did all of these three actions to, and to all the people who did put that they would kill me, I would put like an angry smile, an angry emoji to their messages. Yeah, thank you for that response. And I've got the last question that I wrote down in here to me is: are you planning to work in a B2B sector?
Yeah, I mean, so that's what our P2P or B2B, business to business.
B2B, yeah, B2B. So like work not with just individuals, but with the businesses. In terms
Yeah, of course.
your...
That's our marketplace. Well, we do cater to individuals and many entrepreneurs. Of course, there's many businesses there that are also purchasing businesses. So we work with many VCs. We have a lot of VC partners. We have a lot of private equity partners. We have some family offices. We have companies that work on secondaries that are interested in wrapping up some of the companies that we have for sale. It's a pretty cool route that we're considering moving down as well. There's a whole lot of business to business development going on for sure. That's a part of what I'm doing as well. Yeah.
Okay, got you. Harrison, thank you so much for your responses. Thank you, man, for a very, very interesting AMA session. Do you have something that you want to tell to the community, some maybe call to action, some closing remarks to the people who are listening to us, maybe invite them to some contests or just remind about some important dates? Please take the stand.
Yeah, so first off, I wanted to just say that it was a joke when I said that I might apply for the giveaway, of course. And it's going to be on Gleam, I believe. So even if my name did get picked, there's no Gleam. If you've ever seen Gleam.io, it's a really cool way to do giveaways. If you guys are performing one, I suggest it. It's transparent and it's automatic way to do giveaways. And anything else I want to announce? I just want to say thank you for having us on the call. I think we covered most. Please join our community, and please join our bounty hunter program. It's actually a really good way for to earn tokens, ACQ tokens for free. Just by making posts and write-ups and different social media posts and videos and things like that. If you're good at content, or you just have your own personal social media, that's fine. You can apply for our bounty hunter program, and we'll probably get you approved. Also put the AlphaGuilty on the application form and how did you hear about us, and I'll put in a good word for you. What else? Yeah, that's please join the community, and we're always available on there. You can tag me in the community. You can tag any of our moderators. Philip's our community manager, yeah, hope to see you in there. Telegram, Twitter, and Discord. And what else? We have Instagram, we have Medium, we have the whole deal. You can go to our website, Acquire.Fi. It's right here.
Yes, thank you.
Acquire.Fi. You can't miss it.
Yeah, thank you, man, so much. Acquire.Fi. You can find also the link, official link below this video. Thank you so much for being with us, man. Today we had Harrison Frye, the CEO of Acquire. Everyone for clocking in with us. It was Adrian who was the host of this AMA session, and see you guys soon. Bye bye.
Thank you.